Welcome back, everybody, to another ACL interview. Tonight, I'm joined by HMB, the founder of the Clash Network. How are you doing tonight?
Wonderful, my friend. How are you?
Doing pretty well. Thanks for taking the time to join with us. So, to start things off, can you please give us an overview of the history of the CCN, such as when it was founded, why you guys started it, and what you're looking to achieve long term?
Sure. CCN was founded December of 2020, so we'll be 4 years old at the end of this year. Initially, it was founded by myself, Christine the Mean, and Lord Peter. Lord Peter was a co-manager with myself at Space Station Gaming back then. And the process of coming up with CCN was we just felt it was time for some of the community to have a place where they could go to find the most updated information on upcoming leagues, current leagues, stats, and then we started getting into like player rankings and team rankings and things like that. And currently, we've expanded into a website, which we can speak about later on, and just kind of be like a one-stop shop for everybody who's looking to get into Clash of Clans competitive scene, whether it's you're a beginner, advanced, or just an intermediate player. We have a little bit of something for everybody that's in the scene.
Very cool. So, what do you think the CCN is best known for?
Probably currently it would be the ELO bot. We came up with that. The idea was born out of a conversation I had with Pero, who many know in the community. Uh, Around 2021, he was speaking to me regarding having like a ranking system in Clash of Clans that was purely data driven and not based on someone's opinion or someone's thoughts or anything like that. So we came up with an ELO system. I'd have to give a huge shout out to Dolik for making that happen. Many of you are familiar with Dolik from Team Utils and the GCC bot, and he's the main developer that we have at the Competitive Clash Network. He came up with countless different formulas to make the ELO system work, and with a combination of myself and Dolik, Pero, give some shout outs to Rick, Sir Iron, Juan, a lot of guys that we just had in the consultant chat at CCN, all put their input into kind of fine tune how we're ranking players. And if you're not familiar with what ELO is, it's very common in the chess world. It's common in some sporting worlds, sporting events too, like the FIFA rankings and things like that are generally based on an ELO system. What that means is that you gain or lose points based on your outcome of a war. If you war somebody who's higher than you gain more points. You war somebody who's lower than you gain less points. And if they're extremely lower than you may not even gain any points at all because you're just the algorithm is you should beat them. Say you're 100 spots ranked higher than them. Currently, we're following about 6,000 clans in the ELO system, so it's very competitive. And I think that many people in the community that have come on board with CCN really enjoy that aspect of our server.
That's very cool. So, in addition to that, what would you say is the best feature CCN has to offer to the community?
Probably the player posters. I don't know where any server in the competitive community where you could just go in there and throw a few commands into a bot and see a picture of yourself with your Clash of Clans accolades. Whether you want to use it for Twitter clout or just posting into other servers or things like that. I think that's one of the features that most people enjoy is even if you're a casual player, you can come in there and you get a very professional looking poster of yourself and your Clash of Clans stats and accolades.
Yeah, that is very cool. I would agree with that. What else do you guys have planned for the rest of 2024?
We're always 5 steps away from something. A lot of times we do things on the server and people don't really understand exactly what the point of that was, or we introduce something, but we introduce something because it's a long-term goal. Currently, we're in the process of making what would be considered a premium type bot uh, that would be eligible for players who are, or sorry, for teams who are really looking to take their team to the next level. It'll give them a little bit different analytics. They can do um, some research on other teams or other players in a private setting, and also be able to analyze their team and more in depth as to what a person is hitting in the third position or hitting in the fourth position. If they were at team A, which means they hit at 37 minutes, or their team B, they hit at 33 minutes. Like, what is their hit rate based on positions? Like, there's just a lot of analytical stuff in there that I think we're going to have out before the end of the year. That's going to really help some teams that are maybe in the lower level or mid tier, like just up their game and get to the upper level. It's all just about helping those teams grow. Um, Outside of that, a little backing for myself is I was a manager, so like as I speak with Dolik and other managers in the community. We're always taking input on like what we can we do at CCN to improve our bot and to improve our utilities for those that are trying to um, eh, push their game forward in the competitive scene. So always open for suggestions. But the premium bot is coming for those who are really looking to take their team to the next level. Look forward to that in the next month or two.
Very cool. Definitely looking forward to that. Are there any leagues in the community that you work closely with?
Yeah, currently there are. So last year, many people took advantage of playing in the Rush of Clans event. It was like an event that ITSU was involved in. It was like once a month. There would be like a play-in, two play-in tournaments, and they'd have like a final eight. Last year, their last, I want to say two or three of their events, they used our ELO rankings for seedings, which was a big plus for us. I mean, we any tools or utilities we come up with that are part of the CCN server or bot, they're always open to any community event out there that would like to use them. We're always trying to do whatever we can to improve the Clash of Clans community and just make it a little bit more professional than it was the year before. This coming year, we've worked with Eon League. They did use our ELO rankings for seeding their groups and seeding their bracket play. And then we're also getting ready to work with Cosmo. I think you interviewed him last week from the guys from the Galaxy Cosmo League. They're going to be using our ELO rankings to do differentiating between a higher tier and a lower tier league. It's pretty exciting to see what they're going to do with that. That's kind of one of the dreams I always had when we came up with the ELO system is for the community to be able to take advantage of it and make it possible for teams that are just getting into the competitive scene to learn, grow, and play against teams of their skill level as they work their way up the tiers and the rankings. I remember so I started in the scene, and it was back then it was some of the bigger names in the scene were like Dark Looters and One Hive and teams like that, and we were just trying to make our way in there. And when you play a team like that back then, you had no chance. It's very similar to a team today, just getting paired up with Navi or Tribe Gaming when they're just getting into the esports scene. They have no chance in that. It's nice for somebody to be like taking advantage of the elo and say, hey, like, you know what, if you're you know 250 rank in elo, you're going to be playing teams that are around you, and you have a chance to learn and compete and get used to the Clash of Clans esports scene and work your way up the rankings and work your way up in the leagues. And I hope more leagues out there take advantage of it because the tools are there for you. We want to work with you as much as we can. And if you guys ever have any ideas, just come into the CCN server, and anyone in the staff or the admin chat would love to help you guys out.
Yeah, that's great to hear. I didn't know that leagues were also taking advantage of the ELO system there. So it's good to hear that that's
Yeah.
being put to use with not just players, but the leagues themselves.
Yes, for sure.
What would you say is your favorite thing about Clash of Clans?
The community. I mean, it's one of the reasons I made the server. I've been fortunate enough to attend many live Clash events. I've hosted many live Clash events. I have friends from all over the world that I would call like actual friends and not just gamer friends that I've met through Clash of Clans. And as I've receded back into being a casual player with just ties to the competitive scene, I still love the game, but the community itself is what keeps me involved.
Very cool. I'm sure you've met lots of people in person, like you said. You've been to all these events. Are there any pro players or content creators that you haven't met yet that you would like to meet?
Yeah, like I thought about that question a lot. I have had I've been fortunate enough to meet Carbon a few times and Itsu and Eric and Susie and Marinol. I've met just about all the creators at Helsinki and other events that I was at. But one thing I would love to do is just meet Clash with Ash or Power Bang. Like those were two guys I was watching when I first got into the scene, and unfortunately they were gone by the time I was anybody in the competitive world. I've spoken to both of them like through Discord chat, like when they were with Space Station. But I'd love to meet both of them in person. They did great things for the game early on, and I think it would just be really cool to meet them.
Yeah, I would agree. That would be pretty cool. I know Power Bang back in the day definitely inspired me in a lot of different ways, and same with Clash with Ash. So I would have to agree with that
for
for
sure.
sure. So what motivates you to keep improving the CCN even further?
Just my pure passion for the game. I love Clash of Clans. I think it's one of the greatest mobile games ever made. Um, I I think our esport is just a wonderful thing, and it could be even better. And I think that I take a lot of pride in trying to add some professionalism to the game. And I think that teams and leagues and players want that, and we've seen it from just even having the CCN server. If we could just make it look more and more professional each and every year, it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And if if you're not growing, you're dying. And one of my biggest passions about CCN is getting the intermediate and beginner players in, giving them a chance to look professional and get professional and grow within the game. So for me, that's what it is.
Very cool. What would you say has been the key to success for CCN?
Again, against the community, it's been an interesting ride for CCN. We started in 2020, the end of the year. I would say our first real full year was 2021. It was totally in its infancy. I had a lot of dreams and aspirations, but I'm an ideas guy, and I don't really know how to do dev work. I don't know how to do web work. I don't know how to do any of graphics work or anything like that. Um, but I surrounded myself with people that did, and you know, by doing that, it's able to push the server forward. And sorry, 1 second. Why I forgot the question. I started off in a tangent. Could you ask the question again, my friend?
Yeah, no problem. What was the keys to success for the CCN?
Okay, yeah, gotcha. All right, yeah. So then, I had all those ideas, and then I brought in Dolik, and then our web developer is a guy by the name of Joel I've known for many many years. And currently, we're working with Jason from Nexus for our graphics. So I surrounded myself with an amazing team. Dolik is probably one of the best developers I've ever seen. He just takes my ideas and throws some magic on them and brings them to life. And same with Joel and same with Jason at Nexus. And all three of them are just kind of what makes CCN possible. I mean, it's just what it's brought it to life. And, the server has responded because of that. Again, I said we started December of 2020. Um, I want to say at the end of 2023, we were pushing around 2,500 server members, and we'll surpass 4,000 this month. So the server's gone about 40% in growth in the last 5 months. It's just insane. It looks like the community's really taken to it and really caught on. We've added more staff to handle the tickets, more staff to handle moderation and things like that to make sure that the server is a safe place for all. And it's a solid place. It's a good place. And if you bring positivity to the community, positivity is going to come with you. And I just couldn't be happier of everything that we've done in the server growth. So goal is over 5,000 by the end of the year, but I would be surprised if we get up into the 6 to 7,000 by the end of this year. It's just been an astronomical growth.
Yeah, and I've been watching it as well. It has been amazing, and you can really see the passion from you guys behind the scenes coming through and making CCN basically what it is. Um,
Yeah, I appreciate that, Wiley, from you seeing from an outsider. It's like, we have your own perception of how things are working, but then, when you see somebody else that says the same thing that you're seeing, kind of makes you feel good about it. Because, we really do want to create a safe environment for everybody in the esports community and just a great server for people to learn and grow in the Clash of Clans community.
yeah, absolutely. What do you think would take the Clash of Clans esports participation to the next level?
Um, I do think what they're doing this year, I would have liked to see them have 8 teams in the worlds, but I do understand them going to six. The format's a little bit different, and I think switching the format up is not the worst thing to have 6 people, 6 teams. I do think them utilizing the in-game sign up feature more will increase the more people getting involved. Uh, I do think in the past, I don't know if you remember the first year they did esports, it was through ESL. I love ESL, and I've played ESL in the North American scene for many years. I think it was just a little difficult for those who were not in tune with the esports scene to even know the event was going on. I know they did some advertising in game and advertising on Twitter, but I don't feel like they captured the full audience. And I do think by using the in-game hub, having the icon in there, it lights up when there's signups and things like that. It's getting more people involved, and the more people involved, like, are coming to CCN and like trying to figure out how they can better their game, improve themselves. We have a recruiting section in CCN where they can try to find better players for their team or find themselves a better team, things like that. And I think they just, if Supercell keeps pushing forward and having like doing the things that they're doing, in combination with some of the things that we're offering to the community, I think that the game's going to be in a good place for years to come. It's just I think it was in its infancy as we were 3 years ago, and I think Supercell's doing a great job right now. And I just hope that they feel that we're doing a good job complementing what they have going on to help push the game forward.
Yeah, I would agree. So when you're not working on CCN, what other hobbies do you enjoy?
I don't know. I play soccer or do I say football? I got to figure out who's watching this event.
It's a hot topic there.
It's a hot topic on CCN all the time. Some people are like, you should have a football channel. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, but no, I snowboard. I do play soccer. I have a wife. I have a 4-year-old. I'm actually quite busy outside of CCN, and it's been great that I have a solid team around me. As I said before, like we just, the staff is unbelievable. The admins that I have with me are unbelievable. To keep the server running because in real life I'm actually quite busy and yeah. So that's with a wife, family, job, all those other things, and then trying to keep CCN going. It's a lot sometimes.
Yeah, that is a lot. And back to the topic of CCN, what premium services do CCN have to offer?
Right now, all we're doing is the only premium service we offer at this particular time is for streamers like yourself. We offer a live stats thing that so you guys can display like during your matches. That'll give instantaneous results. When a guy triples or whatever, maybe it shows the time he tripled in as well as like obviously the stars or the percentage. We do have, like I said earlier, some more team features coming. Hopefully within the next month or two. We're in the middle stages of developing that. But for the time being, the premium one we have out there is for streamers. We do require the streamer to have at least 500 subs or followers on a platform, whether it's YouTube or Twitch, or if you're streaming on, I don't know, TikTok or something like that. That's great as well. We want to help everybody out. I also just think that some people need to you need to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. But we're here to help anybody out any way we can. We'll help you grow your server. I mean, you're following the best we can, but when it comes to the premium service, we do require 500 minimum for followers. If anyone's watching and interested in that.
Gotcha. What do you think is the best command on the CCN bot?
As a former manager, it's the team info command. I like it because I don't know if you're showing it on the screen right now. I can't see on the side, but I like the team info command for the fact that like it gives you a quick overview of how your team is performing in that particular month. And on the next page over, you can also see like how each individual player is performing that month. And when I was a manager, I did a ton of analytics. I would look at like how's this person performing against top teams. I used to do what I would consider my own personal top 10 teams, and I would track how my players did against them, and then track how they did against other players. And looking at team info was a really nice one to be able to see like just a quick overview of how your team's doing, and it just kind of the quick management level, see what's going on.
Very cool. And yeah, those images are on screen so everybody can follow along as well. And then in addition to that, what do you think is the most underrated command on the CCN bot?
It's one that, again, I'm very analytical. It's one that we just recently introduced, and it's the player card command. I believe the one I showed you was Gaku, if I can't remember.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But if you look at the second one image I showed you with that, it's showing his hit rate by position. And I think that's really interesting that I don't think a lot of people on the server really have noticed that that's even there. And if you look at it, I think Gaku is like 100% from like fourth, fifth, or sixth, but he's hitting like the 70s or 80s for first or second, which I thought was very interesting. It's just, as I said before, I'm very analytical, and it was nice to like, if I was still managing like real seriously, I'd be looking at like what's going on with my team and like trying to figure out who's hitting best in each position. Because chemistry of your team and then figuring out which position these players should be hitting in is like key to success. And for any of the guys that are out there that are just trying to get into esports, like looking at that command and like trying to analyze your team, take advantage of it. See who's best in first and second and third position on your team, and roll with it. And see if it brings some success for your team in the future.
Yes, very cool. I like these a lot. It's even just as someone who's watching esports casually, it's neat to look through these and kind of see what the stats are looking like.
Hmm.
And also for anybody in the chat who is interested, I do have the website and the Discord servers for CCN pinned. If you guys want to go check that out, highly recommend it if you're not already aware of those
Thank
over
you.
there.
Appreciate it. Since you mentioned the website, anybody who does good, we get asked a lot. Like, can you tell me what someone's average time is because of the current meta? If you go to the Competitive Clash Network's website, which Wiley's linking out there for you, there's a player search section. You can search any player that's in Clash of Clans, and you can see what their average hit time is for triples as well. It's a very cool feature when you're trying to figure out, like, who you're playing against and what average times are and things like that. Just another level of stats that Stolik and CCN have brought to the community. Hope you guys all enjoy it.
Yep, that's awesome. It's incredibly handy. That is it for the questions I have for you tonight. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we wrap things up?
No, I mean, hey, just anybody who's out there and you're looking to get into the competitive scene, feel free to join our server. Open up a ticket. I answer a lot of them. We have a great staff that's very helpful. We want to do whatever we can to help you guys out. It's we understand many people that play Clash of Clans. English is their second language, and we do our best to work through any tickets with you guys to help you get up to speed and understand our server, understand our bot, and whatever we can do to help the community. We're open to ideas. Anyone on the team, anyone in the community, join, have ideas, let us know. Outside of that, I want to just give a shout out to everyone who's in the consultant chat and my staff and admins. None of this would be possible without you guys. And a really big shout out to Dolik for making a lot of this happen, and also a shout out to Strange. I know you interviewed him a few weeks ago from League Utils. Him and Dolik with it bought in the back end. It really just brought a lot of what CCN brings to the table to life, and we just have good things in motion, and just we look forward to meeting and helping anybody out in the community that wants to grow their game within Clash of Clans.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me tonight, and I hope to catch you around later.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks. Take it easy.